Around 95% of diets don't work. When researchers followed dieters after 2 years of starting their diet, 95% of them had regained their original weight. Why is this, and how can you make sure that you're not part of this statistic? Let's begin. A little while back, a study was conducted where they took two groups of people. They put one group in one room and the other group in the other, and in both rooms, they put a plate of cookies and a plate of radish. And this is where the difference came. In the first group, they told them not to eat the cookies, but only to eat the radish. And in the second group, they told the people to eat whatever plate of food that they would like, so there was no limitations at all. And then afterwards, they got them to do a puzzle that was impossible to solve. And this is where it got interesting, because what the researchers were looking at is to see how long it would take the people to give up on the impossible puzzle. And in the first group, the group that had to resist those cookies, it took them only 8 minutes. And in the second group, the group that did not have to initiate any kind of willpower at all at the beginning took 19 minutes. That is over double the amount of time to give up on a puzzle. And so what this suggests is that willpower is limited, that we have a limited reserve of willpower, and the more that we use, the less that we have to use at a short-term later stage. And this is the problem with diets, particularly those diets that are extreme and diets that require a high level of willpower to be able to follow, is that inevitably, although we tend to have the willpower in the short term, but even those that are the most disciplined types of people, if the willpower is too much, eventually and inevitably, the willpower will run out, and therefore the diet will also run out. We are lucky enough in our society to live in a society that provides almost, to some degree, unlimited amounts of food, a very cheap food, which is why really we can get as much food as we like, particularly here in the UK, in the US, and generally in the West. The problem with this, and compounded with the fact that most foods in a supermarket, because they're trying to sell to people's natural instincts, and therefore they're selling to people that like foods high in sugar, high in carbs, and processed foods because they taste good in the short term. That compounded with the fact that we have almost unlimited amounts of it means that it's very, very hard for us to maintain a good level of health, because carbs, sugars, processed foods is really bad for our health, but also to maintain a good weight, because those types of foods are very good for putting on lots of weight. So that means if you want to achieve your goals of being healthy or maintaining a good weight, wherever that goal might be, it means you need to be able to be able to put limitations on what you're eating and what you're buying, which means we need more willpower or more structure or discipline than say we may have once needed in the past, when we didn't have this access to the amount of food that we can get and the amount of processed foods that we can get. So this means we do need some kind of diet, but we need a diet that's actually going to work. And so have you ever wondered why there are so many diets out there? It's not because the diets don't work, although of course there certainly will be diets that are better than others, but a lot of them will help you to achieve your goals. It's not because the diets don't work, it's really more to do with the person. And so what is the solution? And just before I go into that, can I just ask a quick favor from you, particularly if you've not seen my videos before, if you're new to this channel. Most of the people that watch these videos are not yet subscribed. So if I can ask one easy and quick favor from you, and that's just to hit that subscribe button below this video. It will mean a lot to me, and it will mean that I can boost my channel to be able to create better content for you. If you also want to be the first to see my videos, then you can also hit that notification bell right next to that subscribe button. Thank you very much. So the solution is that we need a change of lifestyle. We need a change of attitude. We need a diet, if you will, that will last the long term. That will mean that we can realistically follow it into the inevitable future, as opposed to giving up after a few months or a couple of years because it would just require too much willpower. And this is the problem with diets such as calorie deficit diets. These diets require quite a high amount of willpower because you're inevitably going to be always hungry, because you're reducing the amount of calories that you're allowed to eat, which means that you're going to be fighting your natural instincts, which is not going to be an easy battle to be able to do consistently for a long period of time. So ultimately, you've got to make it easy, but you've also got to have foods that you generally do enjoy, or at least that you can begin and learn to enjoy, so that you can actually maintain it. Because food is a natural pleasure. It's something that we all enjoy doing, eating together or eating food. So it's got to be something you enjoy, otherwise you will give up. So in my next video, I'm going to give you what I found to be the most scientifically backed diet to help you to lose weight, but I think more importantly than losing weight, to help maintain health and have an optimal level of health, or have the best level of your health. Because although we may want to have those goals of losing weight or putting on muscle, whatever it may be, ultimately, I think underneath it all, we all want to have good health, because what we don't want is disease. What we don't want is disability. And we want to be able to enjoy the things that we love with the people that we love. So this is why health really has to come quite high up there. But I do believe you can have a diet that will help you lose weight, maintain an optimal level of health, but that will also be realistic to do in the future, that you can enjoy eating the food and that you won't just give up after a few months. So another plug to subscribe to my channel. If you want to see that video, I'm going to post that next week. And then maybe we can even have a discussion in the comments about that afterwards, because I know that diets can be quite controversial. People have different opinions of them. There are many diets that are well backed up by research, and there are other diets that are more backed up by marketing, i.e., they've been pushed by companies to try to get you to buy their food, and that has given us the perception that this particular type of food is healthy because we've just heard it a lot, rather than actually this has been researched and just showing that this is actually healthy. So I'm going to discuss this in the next video, but hopefully you've got some value from this one, and hopefully I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.